All right, our 100cc senior class is on the track, and this class is brought to you by OPI Builders. They have just taken to the track, and it looks like your pole sitter is going to be Eddie Shimon, cart number 919. Off pole, Christopher Martin. Row 2, Roman Madrigal, Mateo Sandoval. Row 3, Gino Sandoval, Ryan Persing. Row 4, J.C. Perez, Ayrton Tyler. Row 5, Aaron Farhadi and Yashum Kapoor. Row 6, Ridgely Welsh and Michael Ting. And row 7, Yulang Wang. Once again, this is our 100cc senior class, brought to you by OPI Builders. And Eddie Shimon with Christopher Martin is bringing our 100cc class to the front straight, waiting for the green flag. We'll see if Brandon likes how they are gridding up. This is a rolling start. And the drivers are going into turn 1. It looks like everyone made it through nice and clean. Eddie Shimon out in the lead. And that looks like Christopher Martin in second, Roman Madrigal in third. So Eddie Shimon is your current leader. He's going to bring them around for their first lap. Once again, this is our 100cc senior class, brought to you by OPI Builders. I have one, but I can't hold it. Oh, in front of me? So Eddie Shimon is your leader, followed by Christopher Martin. Those two drivers are pulling away from the rest of the pack. It looks like Gino Sandoval went down to the inside going into turn 1. A little contact with Roman Madrigal. That drops him down to 5th. And it looks like his brother, Mateo Sandoval, followed him through for 4th. Martin looks to the inside of Shimon going into Monaco. Couldn't tell if contact was made, but Shimon got a little bit wide, dropped a tire. Martin is by. So Martin is your current leader. So currently your top 5, Christopher Martin, Eddie Shimon, Gino Sandoval, Mateo Sandoval, and Roman Madrigal. So your top 2 carts have about a 4-cart lead over third place of Gino Sandoval. Then you have a 4-cart train. It looks like Ryan Persing is trying to make a move on Roman Madrigal for 5th. So on track, Christopher Martin is your leader, followed by Eddie Schimmon. Then there's about a 4-cart gap back to Gino Sandoval. Then his brother Mateo is right on his bumper. Then we have Roman Madrigal. Ryan Persing down to the inside of Madrigal going into Kramer. Wasn't able to make it stick. So Madrigal holds on to that 5th spot. Now it looks like Eddie Schimmon is setting up a run coming down the straightaway on Christopher Martin for the lead. Let's see if he makes a pass. No, he stays single file going into turn 1. For the past 2 laps, Ryan Persing has been trying to get around Roman Madrigal. So keep an eye on that battle for 5th. And then obviously the battle for the lead is going on between Christopher Martin and Eddie Schimmon. Martin on the Sodi cart, Schimmon on the GFC karting product. Then you have the Sandoval brothers, both running OTK products. And then you have Roman Madrigal on the CRG. Oh, it looks like Persing went a little bit wide going into turn 1. I'm not sure if contact was made. But he went a little bit wide. That allowed Roman Madrigal to have a little bit of a gap for that 5th place spot. But looking back to the front, Christopher Martin is still your leader, being pressured by Eddie Schimmon. If you're listening online, you can find live timing on Race Monitor under Rock Sonoma, race number 4. So our top 5 are spreading out just a little bit. Martin has about a 1-cart lead over 2nd place Eddie Schimmon. Gino Sandoval has about a 2-cart lead over brother Mateo. And Roman Madrigal is about 3 carts behind that. So right now, I'm going to keep an eye on the battle for the lead between Christopher Martin and Eddie Schimmon. So we are running the Pro National track here at Sonoma. We'll keep an eye on the lap times of our 2 leaders for 1st and 2nd to see if they are pulling away from 3rd place. Currently, the time difference is 2.18 seconds. It's nice to see Christopher Martin having a solid run right now. Eddie Schimmon just went purple. And it looks like 3rd place, Gino Sandoval's losing about 0.3 a lap to our leaders. Elsewhere on the track, everyone's pretty spread out. But Eddie Schimmon is right on the rear bumper of Christopher Martin. When they cross the line, we will have 8 laps to go. Both of our lead drivers are ducking down the straightaway. Eddie Schimmon has a good run going down the hill in a tic-tac-toe. Nothing there for a pass. But right now, the only battle on the track is for that lead position between Christopher Martin and Eddie Shimen. Let's see if Shimen tries to make a pass now. Not enough room going into turn one. Further back in the field, we're going to keep an eye on Ryan Persing. It looks like he closed the gap on 5th place, Roman Madrigal. So right now our leaders for first and second have about 3.5 second lead over 3rd place, Gino Sandoval. So they are increasing that gap. But Eddie is right on the rear bumper of Christopher Martin. And again, further back in the field, for 5th, we have Ryan Persing and Roman Madrigal. Madrigal is holding off Persing. Madrigal goes to the inside of Mateo Sandoval. Mateo went a little bit wide coming out of 1. So Madrigal made it by. Persing made it by. That drops Sandoval back to 6. Back to the front, Eddie Shimen goes to the inside of Christopher Martin, entering Monaco. Can't tell from my angle if contact was made. Martin was a little bit wide, lost his momentum. Eddie Shimen is your new race leader. So Eddie Shimen is your current race leader, followed by Christopher Martin. Third, we have Gino Sandoval. 4th, Roman Madrigal. 5th, Ryan Persing. 6th, Mateo Sandoval. 7th, J.C. Perez. 8th, Ayrton Tyler. 9th, Yoshim Kapoor. 10th, Ridgely Welsh. Looks like Ridgely Welsh has moved up a few spots from his starting position. He's one of our regular contributors on NorCal Mondays. Back to the front, we have Eddie Shimen is your race leader, followed by Christopher Martin. And Martin is slowly closing that gap that he lost a couple laps ago. Then there's a large gap between Martin and Gino Sandoval. And then behind Sandoval, about 6 kart lengths back, is Roman Madrigal with Ryan Persing breathing down his neck. Ryan Persing to the inside. He made that pass stick, so Roman Madrigal is now back to 6 because Mateo Sandoval followed Persing through. So 2 really good battles right now. 1 for the lead and 1 for 4th spot on the track. So it looks like Ryan Persing is now in 4th, followed by Mateo Sandoval. And Madrigal is off the track.
What happened there?
I'm not sure what happened with Madrigal. It actually looked like he just drove it off. So I don't know if he had a mechanical and was just trying to get off the race line. But Madrigal is off track, and he is out of the kart. From the angle here in the tower, I can't tell if Roman just drove it off the track because of a mechanical. We'll find that out a little bit later today. But back to the front, we have Eddie Shimen and Christopher Martin going 1-2. Then we have Gino Sandoval running a solid 3rd. Ryan Persing in 4th. Mateo Sandoval is running in 5th. So Eddie Shimon's going to bring him down the straightaway. This is the white flag lap. 1 lap to go for Eddie Shimon and Christopher Martin. Let's see if Christopher Martin can make anything happen here. Doesn't make an attempt going into tic-tac-toe. But Sandoval, further back in the field, Mateo Sandoval gets around Ryan Persing. So Sandoval is now in 4th. Eddie Shimon is still your leader. They are exiting Kramer. They're going to go into Monaco. Christopher Martin looks to go into Monaco. He goes over the curb. I don't think contact was made, but Martin definitely went over the curb to try to make a pass. But that scrubbed his momentum. We're going to have Eddie Shimon coming down the straightaway. Eddie Shimon with the main event win in 100cc Senior. Followed by Christopher Martin. That was a great last lap battle. Then it looks like we have Gino Sandoval. He was a solid, comfortable 3rd. His brother Mateo Sandoval made it up to 4th. Ryan Persing 5th. JC Perez 6th. That was your 100cc Senior class brought to you by OPI Builders. And next up, we will have Junior 100cc. Junior 100cc will be next up. Welcome back to the live audio broadcast here on NorCalCarters.com. Our next class up will be the Junior 100cc. Junior 100cc. Followed by our Senior Rock and our Master Rock class. Stay tuned while we wait for our drivers to hit the track. All right, on track is our 100cc junior class. 100cc junior is on track. Your pole sitter, Christian Cameron. Christian Cameron is your pole sitter. Off pole, Max Altman. Row 2, Anthony White. Casey Moyer. Row 3, Yana Kapoor and Ethan Boer. Row 4, Keegan Powlick and Dylan Turner. And row 5, Jimmy Fan. Once again, this is our junior 100cc class. These drivers will compete for 18 laps. And once again, this is our main event. And we are running the Pro National layout here at Sonoma. I think it's a car, guys, because there's car decals on the...
Yeah, this is a race car. This is not a car.
Oh, what was in tech? Somebody's using it.
Who races cars?
So our 100cc junior class is on track. They're coming down the straightaway. Once again, your front row is led by Christian Cameron. Off pole, Max Altman. And we have a green flag going into turn 1. Looks like it's Christian Cameron followed by Max Altman. And it looks like Casey Moyer is going to get that third spot followed by Anthony White. But everybody made it through turn 1 and tic-tac-toe nice and clean. And halfway through the first lap, your current race leader, Christian Cameron. So it looks like Anthony White is going to try to make a run from 4th to 3rd behind Casey Moyer here. Max Altman had a real good heat race. The top 4 are slowly pulling away from the field. The top 4 are currently led by Christian Cameron. So there's 3 carts bunching up behind Christian. Max Altman, Casey Moyer, and Anthony White to the inside entering the straightaway. Moyer gives him the room. So Anthony White is now in 3rd place. So Christian Cameron, he's running the OTK product. Followed by Max Altman, also on the OTK. In 3rd, we have Anthony White on a CRG. And we have Casey Moyer on an OTK product. That's your top 4. Looks like 5th is Yana Kapoor. Second place, Max Altman's ducking on the straightaway, trying to pick up a draft from Christian Cameron, your leader. So Altman just went purple, which means that's the current fast lap of the race. So right now we have a couple packs. We have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is your first pack. The second pack is 4th through 6, and then we have the rest of the field. So we're going to keep an eye here on the lead pack because that is going to be for the lead between Christian Cameron and Max Altman, but Anthony White is closing that gap a little bit. And it looks like Yana Kapoor is going to challenge for that fourth place spot that is currently held by Casey Moyer. So Christian Cameron is your current race leader here in the junior 100cc class. Max Altman is sandwiched between Christian Cameron and Anthony White. And Anthony White might be the cart on the move right now. Keep an eye on that third place cart of Anthony White.
Anthony White just went purple.
And Anthony White just went purple. And it looks like Ethan Boer is now in that fourth place spot. Where did he come from? I was watching the race here for the lead. And Ethan Boer has made his way up into that fourth position spot on the GFC chassis. Your leader, Christian Cameron, is being pushed down the straightaway by Max Altman and Anthony White. Max Altman down to the inside going into turn one. Max Altman gets sideways. Anthony White goes to the inside. Anthony White is going to go from third to first. Max Altman goes to the inside. Anthony White's left out in the middle.
If you're not watching this race, you should be on the fence right now.
So Max Altman is your leader. Christian Cameron went to first to third. Anthony White went to first. Then Altman split the two of them. He took the lead over. So your current running order, Max Altman, Christian Cameron, and Anthony White.
I'm like, why can't they do this when the cameras are here?
And if you hear someone yelling in the background, that may or may not be a junior mom. So Christian Cameron looks to the inside going into one, not enough there. There's also a great battle going on for fourth between Ethan Boer, Yana Kapoor, and Casey Moyer.
All right, y'all. Everyone needs to be watching this race right now.
And Christian looks to the inside of Altman. Anthony White goes around. Oh, no, they're going to go three wide into Monaco. No position change. Altman comes about maintaining the lead. Cameron is still in second. White is in third. We have two great battles on the track right now. We have the battle for the lead, and we have the battle for fourth. Both of these packs are putting on a great race. And Ethan Boer went wide going into turn one. That was for fourth. Yana Kapoor was able to go by. That position is now Yana Kapoor's. Casey Moyer slots into fifth. So Ethan Boer just drops 2 spots. And if I'm bouncing all over the place, there's 2 great battles on the track right now. One for the lead and one for fourth. Both of those battles have 3 carts in them. So Max Altman is going to bring them down the straightaway. Christian looks to the inside of turn one. Max Altman crosses him over, maintains the lead. Christian goes to the inside going to tic-tac-toe. These drivers are putting on a great display of racing right now. It looks like Anthony White goes to the inside of Christian, entering Kramer. So Christian crosses him up, exiting Monaco. They're drag racing. Meanwhile, Altman is pulling away. The battle between White and Cameron is allowing Altman to pull away. So Altman has about a 2-cart lead right now over Christian Cameron and Anthony White. Cameron and White started battling it out, which gave Altman that gap. Revisiting fourth, Yona Kapoor is in fourth, Casey Moyer is in fifth, Ethan Boer is in sixth. So let's see if Anthony White and Christian Cameron are going to work together to close a gap on Max Altman. And it looks like they're going to come across some lap traffic here. So Max Altman's going to be the first kart to encounter lap traffic.
There you go. That's so close.
So all the drivers have made it around lap traffic, entering tic-tac-toe. Right now, the time difference between Max Altman and Christian Cameron is 0.6 of a second. We're going to look at that gap. Visually, it's about a 2-kart gap. So currently, Max Altman is holding that gap. We're going to have 6 laps to go. Once again, this is our junior 100cc class, junior 100cc. 6 laps to go. Max Altman is your leader, followed by Christian Cameron and Anthony White. Then we have Yona Kapoor in 4th. 5th is Casey Moyer. 6th is Ethan Boer.
Come on, buddy.
So we're going to keep an eye on the times here. On that lap, 3rd place, Anthony White just went purple. Christian Cameron has cut the lead in half. So now there is only a 0.2 gap between the leader and Christian Cameron. But the fast kart on the track right now is Anthony White, who sits in 3rd. The drivers are entering Monaco. Your current race leader in the junior 100cc class, Max Altman. All 3 of your drivers are tucking going down the straightaway. There's no attempt at a position change going into turn 1 by Christian Cameron. He's knocked another 10th off the leader's gap. So now he is on the rear bumper of Max Altman. And Anthony White is still in the mix right now, sitting in 3rd place. The drivers are entering the Monaco section. Anthony White's closing that gap on Christian Cameron by a little bit. Let's see if they'll work together going down the straightaway. But then the battle for 4th. We missed some racing action back there.
He was almost going to turn clean. Watch.
Back and forth, Ethan Boer is back up into that 4th spot and pulling away. So right now there's a battle for the lead and there's a battle for 5th. The battle for 5th is between Yona Kapoor and Casey Moyer. But back to the front of the field, Max Altman is ducking and doing what he can to stay in front of Christian Cameron, who's trying to hold off Anthony White. Let's see if Anthony White looks to the inside here. No drivers make an attempt for a pass going into turn 1. They're heading down into tic-tac-toe. We're going to have 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. This one's going to come down the last lap. And Anthony White is purple again. Fast kart on the track. Anthony White sitting in third. Let's see if Anthony White looks to the inside going into Monaco. No driver attempts a pass there. This one's going to get fun as they see the white flag. We also have a great battle for fourth. We have Yona Kapoor going to the inside of Ethan Boer. And then we have 3 wide on the straightaway for the lead with Anthony White coming across. So Anthony White came across as your leader. Christian Cameron is in the lead. Max Altman slotted back into the second.
Come on, focus.
So I lose visibility of the drivers as they come on the straightaway.
Come on.
I can only assume Anthony White saw an opening coming on the straightaway, went for it, because he came out in the lead. They were 3 wide going down the straightaway.
Last. Here we go. Watch it, guys.
But right now, your current leader is Christian Cameron, followed by Max Altman and Anthony White.
Come on, let's go. Here it comes. Watch it. Here they come.
And Ethan Boer just drops a wheel.
Woo.
What a great race there. Ethan Boer back in 5th dropped a wheel, so he lost a position. So it looks like Yona Kapoor is actually going to come across in 4th. Ethan Boer in 5th. Casey Moyer in 6th.
Yes. Christian Cameron did the Flying Husky.
Oh, and Christian Cameron did the Flying Husky.
Woo.
Sponsor.
That's a sponsor. Flying Husky.
So Christian Cameron, that is your race winner. What a battle. We had 2 races on the track. One for the lead, which we were focused on, and then one for 4th, which was just as good. But Christian Cameron came home with the win on a last turn, last lap effort. Anthony White made it exciting, running multiple purple laps. And at one point went from 3rd to 1st on the straightaway. They had a 3-kart drag race down to the line. Max Altman. Max Altman. Max Altman was second with a great race. All three of those drivers need to be happy with that performance. That was a great show they put on. So we are going to take a quick little break. Next up is going to be the Senior Rock Master Rock class. Senior Rock and Master Rock is next up.
Jason, I was stressed.
Right, you and me both.
Like, he's a happy boy now. That was
So next on track is going to be our Senior Rock and our Master Rock class. Your pole sitter for Senior Rock is Colin McGrath. Off pole, Torsten Olson. Your pole sitter for Master Rock, Dan Jones. Off pole, Hunter Hagenbuck. In 5th, we have Mario Blanco Gonzalez. 6th, David Palick. And 7th, Fred Clark. So hopefully these guys give us a race just as exciting as the last one. All right, so we have a green flag here for our Master Rock and our Senior Rock class. Your current race leader is Colin McGrath, followed by Torsten Olson. So it looks like in third in our overall Master Rock is Dan Jones. Give me a moment here while I try to separate these two classes for you. So it's Colin McGrath, Torsten Olson, Dan Jones, Hunter Hagenbuck, Mario Blanco Gonzalez, Fred Clark, and David Palick. So once again, this is a combined class. For most of this race, if they stay tight like this, I'm just going to announce the overall order, then I'll separate it out at the end. But Colin McGrath is your current race leader with Torsten Olson right on his rear bumper. Dan Jones to the inside of Torsten. And it looks like Dan Jones makes the pass stick. And it looks like Hunter Hagenbuck is giving it a look. So let's keep an eye on these two guys. Torsten Olson goes back, tries to make a pass. It was kind of a last-minute effort, and he scrubbed his momentum, which gave Hunter Hagenbuck an opportunity to look. And Dan Jones to the inside of Colin McGrath. So Dan Jones is rolling right now. Torsten Olson goes to the inside of Colin McGrath. So when we have combined classes, the racing becomes very interesting because you have a race within classes, but when it's at the front like this, you don't want to give up a position, even if it's someone not in your class, because you're giving up track position to your competitors. Looks like Colin McGrath that's Torsten Olson goes by Colin McGrath for second overall. And your race leader is still Dan Jones. And Dan Jones is a Master Rock driver. Torsten Olson is in second, a senior driver, followed by Colin McGrath in third. Looks like Hunter Hagenbuck might give it a look going into into Monaco, entering Monaco. So right now, Dan Jones has a comfortable 2.5 cart lead over Torsten. Colin McGrath has his hands full with Hunter Hagenbuck. A couple laps ago, Hunter Hagenbuck was our purple lap. And we have a driver off. I can't see who that is. I don't know if that's Mario. That might be Mario Blanco Gonzalez. I can't tell from where I'm at. But we have a cart off the track. So on track, Dan Jones is your current leader, followed by Torsten Olson. Hunter Hagenbuck has made it around Colin McGrath, so Hunter is now sitting in third. Colin is in fourth. It looks like we have Fred Clark in fifth and David Palick in sixth. Dan Jones looks pretty comfortable out there in the lead. That last lap, Torsten Olson was your purple lap. Torsten Olson was purple. So we'll see if he's going to close the gap on our race leader, Dan Jones. And once again, this is our Senior Rock Master Rock class. And Fred Clark goes to the inside of Colin McGrath. Little bit of contact was made, nothing major. Colin McGrath has fallen off pace. I can't help wonder if he has something wrong with his cart, because he's just looking over his shoulder going down the straightaway. Yeah, Colin's cart is definitely off pace. He has dropped to the back. Meanwhile, in the front, we have your leader, Dan Jones, followed by Torsten Olsen. Third, Hunter Hagenbuck. Fourth, Fred Clark. Fifth, David Palick. And sixth, Colin McGrath. That's the overall order. Your overall leader and Master Rock leader, Dan Jones. Second, your Senior Rock leader, Torsten Olsen. And right now it looks like the carts are starting to spread out a little bit. There may be a challenge for fifth between Fred Clark and David Palick, but nothing too close right now. There's going to be 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go for your leader, Dan Jones. So back on track. Once again, this is our Master Rock and our Senior Rock class. These are tag engines, 125cc. Sometimes the class names get a little confusing because we run 100cc engines here for the seniors, 125 tags, and then also the shifters. But currently on track, this is our Masters and Senior 125 Rock class, which is a tag class. They do the rolling starts. Our shifters do the standing starts. And it looks like David Palick has found a little bit of speed. He is going to challenge for that 5th spot over Fred Clark. He got a little loose exiting Kramer. Lost a little bit of track position to Fred Clark. I can't help but wonder what's going on with Colin McGrath, because he went for battling for the lead to hanging on to the back of the field. So something's gone on with Colin's cart. It's a pretty drastic drop-off. But everybody is pretty evenly spaced out, except for Fred Clark and David Palick. Palick is pressuring for that spot. Actually, that is going to be the battle for fourth overall. Fourth overall for these guys. So this is actually third in class, fourth overall for Fred Clark and David Palick. And back to our racing action here at Sonoma Raceway. This is race weekend number 4. And we are still on the Master Rock Senior Rock class. The next time by, we're going to have 2 laps to go the next time by. And David Palick goes inside of Fred Clark entering Laguna. He pushed into there pretty hard, kind of unnecessary, but he made the pass for third in Master Rock. Let's see if he can maintain that. Elsewhere on the track, there's not much going on. We have Dan Jones in the front. We have Torsten Olson in second. We have Hunter Hagenbuck in third. Then we have David Palick and Fred Clark, fourth and fifth. And Colin McGrath in sixth. So keep an eye on David Palick and Fred Clark. And then we'll also keep an eye on Dan Jones and Torsten Olson, because it looks like Torsten was closing the gap a little bit. But Dan Jones has about a 5-car lead. Points-wise, there's no reason for Torsten to challenge for the overall win, because either way, he is going to score first-place points. He is closing it up. And it looks like David Palick is pulling away from Fred Clark just a little bit. So Dan Jones is entering into Monaco, exiting Monaco, going through that little right-hand sweeper before the straightaway. So Dan Jones is coming down the straightaway. So your race winner, overall race winner, Dan Jones. Your rock race winner, senior rock, Torsten Olson. Hunter Hagenbuck was second in Masters, third overall. David Palick was third in Masters, fourth overall. Fred Clark, he came home in fourth in Masters. And Colin McGrath, if someone can report back to us what happened with Colin McGrath. He brought his machine home in sixth spot. But he was definitely off pace after the first few laps. So I'm kind of curious what happened with Colin there. Next up is going to be the Pro Rock Shifter class. Pro Rock Shifter will be next up. So hitting the track right now, Pro Rock Shifter. Pro Rock Shifter is hitting the track right now. We have one Master Shifter driver out there, Patrick O'Neill. He's our lone Master Shifter driver, but I'm going to announce him as he's a Pro Rock Shifter guy. So Pro Rock Shifter is on track. Your pole sitter, sporting a CRG chassis under the Ron White tent, Ryan Martin. Off pole, sitting on a GFC karting chassis under Tavish McGrain, Christian Brooks. Row 2, we have Oliver Askew on the GFC, Brian Keck on the GFC. Row 3, Aiden O'Neill on the CRG, Kevin Woods on the CRG. Row 4, Henry Barton, CRG. And Tazio Otis on a Sodi kart. Patrick O'Neill, CRG. And Nick Persing on the Sodi kart. This is our Pro Rock Shifter class. They do a standing start. So we have some karting alumni drivers back this week. We have Oliver Askew back in the seat of a go-kart, along with Christian Brooks. Oliver said it's been about a year since he last drove a kart. I haven't caught up with Christian Brooks yet to find out the last time he was in a kart. So the drivers are getting ready. The drivers are getting ready for their start. Visors down. Green flag. We have a good start. Looks like Ryan Martin got the whole shot. And Oliver Askew looks like he's going to slot there into second, followed by Christian Brooks, Brian Keck, Kevin Woods. And it looks like that might be Aiden O'Neill running in 6. Everybody made it through nice and clean. So let's see here if Oliver Askew is getting back into kart racing shape. Right now, he's in second spot following your race leader, Ryan Martin. And Brian Keck is challenging for third spot underneath Christian Brooks. And a little bit of contact is made. That pass was made by Keck. Brooks should have kind of given that one up, but a little bit of contact was made. So Brooks is going to lose about 3 spots there. So now we have Brian Keck sitting in third. Back to the front, we have Ryan Martin in first, Oliver Askew in second. Brian Keck in third, Kevin Woods in fourth. And Aiden O'Neill is going to be in fifth. Ryan Martin, purple. Ryan Martin goes purple. There's a lot of talent sitting in this field right now. This is going to be a fun race. So it looks like Ryan Martin and Oliver Askew are pulling away a little bit from third place Brian Keck. But behind Brian Keck, we have Kevin Woods, Aiden O'Neill, and Christian Brooks. So this is our Pro Rock Shifter class, 125 cc 6-speed gearbox engine package. So we're going to keep an eye on the battle for fifth with Christian Brooks, who's in 6th, behind Aiden O'Neill. Right now, that looks like the only serious contention for a spot on the track. Christian Brooks is in the GFC chassis. Aiden O'Neill is on the CRG. Those two teams and manufacturers have a great rivalry here at the track. The two team principals, Ron White and Gary Carlton, go way back racing each other. Now as team operators, they're battling it out on the track. Currently, Ryan Martin is your leader on the CRG. Second is Oliver Askew on the GFC. Third, we have Brian Keck on the GFC. Fourth, we have Kevin Woods. He's on the CRG. I like to give Kevin a lot of shout-outs because he's one of our older drivers here in the pro class, racing against the kids. Couple races ago, he was sweeping the weekend, and he decided he couldn't make the main event because he had other obligations. So he left the track early after sweeping the whole day up until the main event. So Kevin's done really well in this pro class. But back to the front, Ryan Martin is your leader, followed by Oliver Askew, Brian Keck, Kevin Woods, Aiden O'Neill, and Christian Brooks. So right now we have 2 GFC chassis stalking 2 CRG chassis. Oliver Askew in second. trying to figure out where he's going to get around Martin. Then we have Christian Brooks back in 6, trying to figure out how he's going to get around Aiden O'Neill. Other than that, the field is fairly spread out. Further back, we have Henry Barton trying to get around Patrick O'Neill. Henry Barton goes down the inside going into turn 1. Nothing there for him. O'Neill is one of the harder drivers to pass. So he's going to make Henry Barton earn that one. So Ryan Martin will bring them around for 12 laps to go. Our Shifter Pro class, they run 20 laps here at Rock Sonoma. So we're going to keep an eye on the lap times of Ryan Martin and Oliver Askew. So it looks like Ryan Martin is about a tenth faster than Oliver Askew currently. If you're listening to us online, your race leader is Ryan Martin, followed closely by Oliver Askew. Then there's about a 7-cart gap between Oliver Askew and Brian Keck. And Brian Keck has about a 1-cart comfortable cushion over 4th place Kevin Woods. And then Aiden O'Neill is right behind Kevin Woods. And then we have Christian Brooks about 2 carts behind those 2 drivers. So just trying to give you a little bit of a visual here of what I'm looking at here at Rock Sonoma. But Ryan Martin and Oliver Askew, they've really just pulled away from the field from the opening laps. Oh, this is going to get interesting. Looks like Oliver's closing the gap a little bit. Oliver Askew he was able to chip off 2/10 off Ryan Martin's lead. Now he is on the rear bumper of Ryan Martin. And further back in the field, Christian Brooks has done the same thing. He's right on the rear bumper of Aiden O'Neill. I'll try to focus on both battles, but right now most of the attention is going to be for the lead. When you have a driver like Oliver Askew, you never know when he can pull the trigger and throw it into an opening. And right now, that is going to be for the lead. So Ryan Martin is your current race leader, followed by Oliver Askew, Brian Keck, Kevin Woods, Aiden O'Neill, Christian Brooks. And then it looks like we have Patrick O'Neill, followed by Henry Barton. So it looks like we may have lost Tazio.
Did you see that? Don't jump set.
So Oliver Askew is looking for a way to get around Ryan Martin. Goes to the inside in turn 1. Not enough there. He goes over the curb. Oliver is starting to get a... Oh, no! Oliver with a mechanical.
What happened?
We have Oliver with a mechanical. We don't know what it is. I can only assume maybe it's something in the shifting because he has power, but he has dropped to the back. Meanwhile, Christian Brooks is looking, turn one. So as Aiden O'Neill made a pass on Kevin Woods, but I think Christian Brooks was thinking the same thing. As Aiden O'Neill made the move, Christian Brooks had nowhere to go. So your current race leader from the green flag, Ryan Martin. So Ryan Martin is your current race leader with a huge gap over to second, which is now Brian Keck after the DNF of Oliver Askew. And then we have Aiden O'Neill in third, Kevin Woods in fourth, and Christian Brooks in fifth. That race for the lead was getting exciting with Oliver Askew and Ryan Martin. Maybe I can save Dave down there to find out what happened.
This is your chance.
So it looks like we're going to have 3 laps to go. Your race leader, Ryan Martin. Second place, Brian Keck. Third place, Aiden O'Neill. Fourth place, Kevin Woods. Fifth place, Christian Brooks. And right now, it looks like about the only contention for a position is possibly going to be back in 6th between Patrick O'Neill and teammate Henry Barton. So back on the track, your race leader is Ryan Martin. So it looks like we're going to have a white flag for Ryan Martin, followed by Brian Keck, Aiden O'Neill, Kevin Woods, Christian Brooks. And unless something exciting happens between Henry Barton and Patrick O'Neill, there's really no other battles on the track. So I'm going to look towards Patrick O'Neill and Henry Barton. Henry Barton's trying to get around Patrick O'Neill. Points-wise, it doesn't matter for either of them. So it looks like Ryan Martin is going to be a race winner, followed by Brian Keck, Aiden O'Neill, Kevin Woods, Christian Brooks, Patty O'Neill and Henry Barton. Next up, Pro Rock Shifter. Next up will be Master 100cc. Master 100cc is next up.
Here it comes.
Can you hear that? He's like, what?
On the last race? The shifter or yours? I think you have to double check. But he had a bunch of purples. So Master 100cc is on the track. Their first start attempt got waved off. So once again, Master 100cc. So it looks like our pole sitter is Andrew Waite, followed by Corey Savine. The driver's going to turn one. Corey Savine comes out in the lead.
Well, even Christian, we were making some mistakes as well.
So Corey Savine comes out turn one and tic-tac-toe as your leader.
Times in the main, there was this in the heat, there was this one in the other heat. You drew for about 20, 22.
I looked back 130 times.
Yeah, that whole game was in there, yeah.
So once again, this is our 100cc Masters class.
Yep. I made him do that. Ron put a 5-pound weight on him, so it was over what he was doing last night. I'm like, leave your helmet on. Ron's like, no, then you can't touch his nose to the ground. I'm like, all right, pull your helmet off.
I need you guys over there, please.
I'll do it for you.
So Corey Savine, he is your leader, followed by Andrew Waite, Scott Fermanic, and John Madrigal. So keep an eye on John Madrigal. He had some contact earlier in the day. His cart took a nice little crimping. So we'll see if that's going to affect performance here. And it looks like running in fifth, we have Kieran James. Contact further back in the field. That was with John Madrigal and possibly Kieran James. They drop to the back of the field. Some weekends you're just a magnet for crashes. So it looks like Andrew Waite at some point. Oh! Contact!
Up on 2 wheels.
We had contact in turn 1. It looks like we have Andrew Waite.
Get off on 2 wheels.
Give me a moment here while I look for some cart numbers. But it looked like second and third made contact. And it looks like Kamia Sherry is slowing down as well. So Andrew Waite, he's our race leader, followed by David Kao. So it was Corey Savine and Kieran James that made contact with each other in turn 1. So our new running order, Andrew Waite, your race leader. David Kao. Scott Fermanic. Andre Neckert. And Kelvin Ho. And I must admit, I'm not as fluid with this class as I am with some of the others, because this 100cc Masters class at the beginning of the year had very low turnout. And Andre Neckert got together with a bunch of other 100cc Master drivers. They started a group. They started getting racers out here. The last race, I think they had 15 on the track. This race, they have 10 on the track. So this group has been growing. But for me, now it's more new helmets and new carts to memorize. That's what that was next. But I don't know. So back on track, Andrew Waite. He's going to have about a 5-second gap over second place. So it looks like Scott Fermanic has got around David Kao. Then we have John Madrigal in fourth. And Andre Neckert in fifth. But Andrew Waite is so far ahead. So Scott Fermanic is now in second place, followed by David Kao and John Madrigal and Andre Neckert. It's good to see Andre Neckert back up to speed in one of the heat races. Something had happened where he fell off pace. But now it looks like he's back up to race speed. So Andrew Waite is your race leader. Again, this is our 100cc Masters class. Scott Fermanic is in second. David Kao is in third. John Madrigal is in fourth. Further back in the field for six, it looks like we have a battle going on between Calvin Ho and Kieran James. And cart number 723 goes to the inside going into turn 1. Washes out wide. There's going to be a drag race. Down into tic-tac-toe. So 723, that's John Madrigal. So it looks like Madrigal is now in that third position spot. It's good to see John having a good showing. His son Roman also races. I always enjoy the father-son duos when they both race. Back to our racing action here. 100cc Masters here at Rock Sonoma. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Andrew Waite is your leader. And there's about a 9-second differential between the leader and second place, Scott Fermanic, followed by John Madrigal and David Kao and Kieran James. We'll see if Kieran James can pick up a few more spots before the race ends. He was involved with that turn 1 incident with Corey Savine. But once again, this class has really grown over the year. It only takes a few guys to take a little initiative to get a couple of their friends together. Then they get a couple of their friends together. then you have a decent class. So 100cc master action on the track. So now there's about a 10-second differential between Andrew Waite and Scott Fermanic. But scanning the track, it looks like I opened my big mouth. I was going to say there's about to be a battle for third. And in the fourth place, David Kao dropped a wheel, lost about 3 cart lengths to his competitor, John Madrigal. If you have not given us your driver bio sheet, if you have not given us a driver bio sheet, come to the tower and ask for one. We like to use... But we like to have the driver profile so we can fill in the gaps here, have a little bit more history on our drivers. So if you need a driver profile sheet, come see Jason in the tower, preferably after the races or before the races, one or the other. So 3 laps to go for Andrew Waite. 3 laps to go for Andrew Waite. Granted, the racing is never over till the checkered flag, so anything can still happen. But Andrew Waite has a very comfortable lead. Now it's at 11 seconds. Running in second, Scott Fermanic. Scott Fermanic running in second. He's got a comfortable cushion over third, who's John Madrigal and David Kao. So right now on the track, a lot of the carts are evenly spaced. We had contact early in the race in turn 1, which spread everybody out a little bit and mixed up the running order. 2 laps to go. And Andrew Waite just went purple. 2 laps to go, Andrew Waite went purple. I've said it before, mathematically it's impossible to catch the leader when he's the fastest guy on the track. If you're just tuning in, this is our 100cc senior class. I'm sorry, 100cc masters class. 100cc masters class. I need to send a quick shout out to our video producer, Jason. Hope he gets well soon. Today we went audio only for the race coverage, because our video producer was not able to make it today. We want you to feel better. We missed the cameras. There was some great racing action today. But we are live on NorCalCarters.com and on Facebook under NorCal Carters. And that's Carters with a K. And Andrew Waite takes the win. Andrew Waite takes the win. Scott Fermanic is ducking down the straightaway. Comes home in a solid second for Scott Fermanic. John Madrigal in third. David Kao in fourth. Kieran James in fifth. And rounding out your top 6, Andre Nackert. Next up is our 125 Shifter Limited. 125 Shifter Limited is next up. So your pole sitter in the 125 shifter limited class, Pat Beckley, cart number 43 on the GFC chassis. Off pole, Steve Piguet. Steve Piggott. There's a third pronunciation I have for him. I just don't remember it right now. Steve Piggott, off pole on the CRG cart number 15. Row 2, Travis Bowles and Ori Della Pena. Row 3, Brian Devert and Nicholas Colivas. Row 4, Roger Cornwall and Trevor Getter. Row 5, Samuel Gluss and Greg Abate. This is your 125 shifter limited class. This is our main event. These drivers will compete for 15 laps. So the 125 shifter limited class, they do a standing start. The only difference on this engine package from our Pro Rock shifter class is an exhaust restrictor. This has been a popular class here at Sonoma. We were hoping to see a little bit more growth with this class this year. But it always provides good racing action. And Brandon gives him visor down. We have a green flag. Pat Beckley has the jump. Steve Piggott is in second. Looks like that's Travis Bowles in third. And I think that might be Brian Devert in fourth. Give me a moment while I look for some numbers. Cart number 22, that is Brian Devert. So he is in fourth. So it's Pat Beckley with the hole shot, followed by Steve Piggott. Once again, this is our 125 shifter limited class. Oh, and contact between Brian Devert Oh, that looks like that's Ori Della Pena, and Brian Devert made contact. Let's see if they can continue. We have a blind spot in the tower when we're coming out of turn 1. So I wasn't able to see all the contact, but it was definitely contact between Brian Devert and Ori Della Pena. I think it was Ori that was behind Brian Devert with the contact, but I'm only speculating based on how they went into turn 1. But back to the front, we have Pat Beckley still your leader, Steve Piggott in second, Travis Bowles in third, and that looks like Trevor Getter is now going to be in fourth after all the contact. So we'll see if Brian Devert can come back. He was having a solid run this weekend. That has to be frustrating. But Pat Beckley is your race leader, followed by Stephen Piguet and Travis Bowles. So back on track, we have Pat Beckley as your race leader. Again, this is the 125 shifter limited class. Second, Steve Piguet. Third is Travis Bowles. elsewhere on the track, it looks like everyone else is kind of evenly spaced. We'll see if Travis Bowles can make a move on Steve Pagot here in the next couple of laps. Other than that, there's some good cushions out on the race circuit. And if you want to catch your race in a replay, you can go to NorCalCarters.com, and this will be featured as a podcast or on Facebook under NorCal Carters. It will be audio only this weekend, so look for the podcast. And we should have our video crew back for the next race, race number 5, here at Sonoma. So Pat Beckley is your race leader. We may have another battle between Brian Devert and Ori Dellapena further back in the field. But right now, everything's fairly spaced out. So we're going to have 7 laps to go when Pat Beckley brings them down the straightaway. We'll have 7 laps to go. So it looks like Steve Pagot is pulling away a little bit from Travis Bowles. And Brian Devert is catching. Give me one moment here while I look at a number. Looks like Ori Dellapena went off again. So I think that was Greg Abate. Yes, that was Greg Abate, cart number 88. Brian Devert was able to make a clean pass on him. In the meantime, Ori dropped another wheel. He lost a lot of track position. So Brian Devert from the back of the field up to 8th. Six laps to go for Pat Beckley. Looks like Ori's going to make a pass on Greg Abate here in a moment. Let's keep an eye on that battle. And Ori has a clean pass. It looks like it's getting a little frisky between Trevor Getter and Nick Kolivas. So now as the laps start winding down, we are starting to see some more racing action on the track. So Trevor Getter is holding off Nick Kolivas. They're going to have 4 laps to go next time around. So Trevor Getter is currently sitting in that 4th position. So your top 5. Pat Beckley is your current race leader. He's led from the green flag, followed by Steve Piggott. Third, Travis Bowles. Fourth, Trevor Getter. Fifth, Nicholas Kolivas goes to the inside at turn 1. Not even close. He made the look, but didn't make the commitment on that one. So Trevor Getter is still in 4th. Nicky Kolivas is still in 5th. It looks like Brian Devert So Brian Devert just made a pass on 88. So that was Greg Abate. So Nicky Kolivas finally gets around Trevor Getter for that 4th spot. So Pat Beckley, when he comes around, there'll be 2 laps to go for Pat Beckley. So I miscalled a couple of passes here. It looks like we have 2 cart number 88s on the track. So it's Ori Della Pena trying to make a pass around Samuel Gless. That was not Greg Abate. So Brian Devert earlier was making a pass on David Gless. But back to the front. White flag. White flag for Pat Beckley, followed by Steve Pagano, Travis Bowles. Then it looks like we have Nicholas Kolivas. Now we do have a lapper. We have a lapper between Travis Bowles and Nicholas Kolivas. So we're going to see if that's going to put a wrench in the works for Nick Kolivas and Trevor Getter with his on his bumper. So once again, this is our 125 limited shifter class. So Pat Beckley goes through the final corner, brings it down the straightaway. And Pat Beckley with the 125 shifter limited win, followed by Stephen Pagel and Travis Bowles. It looks like Trevor Getter got around Nicholas Kolivas. So Trevor Getter is going to be in 4th, Nicholas Kolivas in 5th, Roger Cornwell in 6th, Brian Devert in 7th, Ori Della Pena 8th, and Greg Abate coming home in 10th. Next up, our final class of the day on this beautiful Father's Day weekend is our Micro and Mini Rock. Micro and Mini Rock brought to you by SSI Race Simulators. So it looks like our pole sitter, Eric Doan, who had a great battle with Gabby Guidera, who's sitting off pole today in the heat races. In third, we have Matt Guidera. In fourth, we have Mateo Calderon. Fifth, Landon Cadora Dolph. Sixth, Henry Fogarty. Seventh, Kylie Johnson. Eighth, Jimmy Fogarty. And ninth, Neve Adizra. So this is our mini and micro rock class combined. For the most part, I will just announce it as one class. So the drivers are coming down the straightaway, led by Eric Doan and Gabby Guidera. And they have a green flag going into turn one. And it looks like we have Eric Doan. He is your leader coming out of turn one. And I can't tell if that's Mateo Calderon. No, I think that's Matt Guidera. That looks like Matt Guidera in second. Gabby's brother. Gabby pounding on the rear bumper. She's in third. Mateo Calderon made the race. We were holding the grid for Mateo. He made the race. He's running in fourth. Yes. And it looks like we have Henry Fogarty running in fifth. So Eric Doan brings him down the straightaway. Gabby Guidera goes to the inside of Matt Guidera. Oh, Matt Guidera slots by Eric Doan. He gets pushed by Gabby. So Eric Doan drops back to third. Gabby is in second. Matt Guidera is your race leader. Mateo Calderon is still in fourth. And these four carts have pulled away from fifth a little bit, which fifth is now Landon Cadora Dolph. So keeping an eye at the front of the field. It looks like Gabby is your leader. And Matt Guidera is in second. Eric Doan is in third. I'll know for sure here when they come around. And I get to clarify the helmets here. Yes, your race leader is Gabby Guidera, followed by brother Matt Guidera. Eric Doan in third. Mateo Calderon in fourth. If I call Mateo Carlos, it's a slip because that's his dad. He also races. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. All right, keep an eye on Eric Doan here. So Eric Doan sitting in third place. Cart number 143. He looks to the inside of Matt Guidera coming on the straightaway. Does Matt give him room? Not really. No room was left by Matt Guidera. Eric took him wide on the exit entering the straightaway. That bumps Guidera back to fourth. Mateo Calderon slots by in third. At the last race, I made the comment that's a low percentage pass corner. And my buddy Jim Kidd proved me wrong. When him and I believe it was Brian Devert went too wide coming on the straightaway, and they both stayed on track. But in this particular instance, Matt was run wide, no room left. And it looks like Mateo Calderon goes around Eric Doan for second. So Gabby Guidera is your leader. Mateo Calderon is in second. Eric Doan is in third. And Mateo Calderon is the fast cart on the track right now. He's the cart sitting in second place. So it looks like Gabby is on a Bennett cart. Mateo Calderon is on a Luminos cart, and it looks like Eric Doan is on an OTK product. So you have three different manufacturers in the top three here in the mini micro class, brought to you by SSI. And once again, SSI is race simulators based out of the Bay Area. Mateo Calderon, does he make? Nope. He stays behind Gabby going into turn one. It looks like his strategy might be to push Gabby further ahead to put a gap between himself and Eric Doan. But let's see how this is going to play out. Doan is not giving up, and he's on the rear bumper of Calderon. Something happened with Eric Doan on that last section of corners exiting Monaco. He scrubbed a lot of speed and lost about 3 kart lengths. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Gabby Guedera has Mateo Calderon going to the inside going into turn one. Little bit of contact is made. Sometimes these drivers just need to know when to let the pass go. Mateo Calderon is your new leader. Eric Doan is right on his bumper. Now Matt Guedera is in third after sister Gabby drove off in turn one. So Gabby is in fourth, followed by Landon Cadora-Dolph. Once the racing action dies down a little bit, I'll separate the classes out for you. Right now, I'm just mentioning them all as one class. So Mateo Calderon had to do some last-minute chassis repairs. They were rushing to get him to the grid to make the race. Well, he made the race, and he's out in the lead. Eric Doan is in second. And that looks like that's Matt Guedera in third, with Gabby Guedera in fourth, Landon Cadora-Dolph in fifth. And cart number 166 is Henry Fogarty running in sixth. All right, let's see how well brother and sister play with each other on the track. Right now, Matt is running in third. Gabby is running in fourth, so keep an eye on those two. Let's see if they're going to battle for a position or if they're going to work together to catch Doan. Meanwhile, Mateo Calderon is out in the lead, and it looks like he's slowly stretching out his gap between second place Eric Doan. Now Gabby Guedera is back into third. So between Tic-Tac-Toe and Laguna, Gabby went around brother for third. That puts Matt Guedera in fourth. Landon Cadora-Dolph is in fifth. Henry Fogarty is in sixth. So Mateo Calderon just put 3/10 on Eric Doan. So Mateo is pulling away. Eric is running a solid second, but he cannot be complacent because he has the two Guedera siblings right behind him. And those two drivers will battle till the end. So I can't tell the helmet color, but I believe that's Gabby that's running in third. Matt is running in fourth. Let's see if they work together here. Oh, Matt goes into turn one hard behind his sister. They've closed the gap on Eric Doan. Gabby has a good run coming out of tic-tac-toe. They enter into Laguna. Now they go through the Mamo S's. Doan goes into Kramer, followed closely by Gabby and Matt. They enter into Monaco.
5 to go.
Then you have the right-hand sweeper coming onto the straightaway. And right now we're picking up a little bit of a headwind. So 2 carts are going to be better than 1. We have a headwind. Matt pushes Gabby to the inside of Eric Doan, but there wasn't enough room. So when I'm saying Matt is pushing Gabby, it's not malicious. It's just trying to give the sister a little bit of momentum to make a pass.
Sean, you're making me want to get a sprinter.
But Gabby's looking over her shoulder. She wants more help from her brother Matt. We're going to come down the straightaway when, again, the headwind is picking up. So keep an eye on the draft effect going down the straightaway. They're too far back. They're not going to be able to make a pass there. But now Gabby is right on the rear bumper of Eric Doan going down the hill. Is she going to attempt to pass in tic-tac-toe? No, she wisely backs out of it. Let's see if she has momentum coming out of tic-tac-toe. Nope, she scrubs some speed, but Matt hits her in the back. So it looks like these two are definitely working well together. Gabby scrubbed a lot of speed coming out of tic-tac-toe. Brother Matt just punched her in the back to give her momentum back. Eric Doan is going to have his hands full with these two. He is in second. He is the lead cart in the pack. Again, we come on the straightaway. The flags are showing a heavy headwind. And they look to the inside, both of them. Gabby and Matt get around. Eric Doan going to the inside of turn 1. Eric looked over his shoulder. He saw the freight train. It looked like he was trying to set up the crossover in case they blew it wide. They kept their line. So that slots Eric Doan back into 4th. But Eric Doan is right on the rear bumper of Matt Gadara. Oh, yeah, out in the lead, we have Mateo Calderon. They are going to come around for the white flag. Mateo Calderon is your race leader. Gabby's looking over her shoulder. Eric Doan to the inside of Matt Gadara. Makes the pass stick. So Eric Doan makes the pass stick going into turn 1. That screws up both of their momentum coming out. Eric Doan goes tight going into Laguna. I would borderline call this blocking, but it is the last lap, and these kids are hanging on. Oh, Matt Gadara goes to the inside of Eric Doan, going into Kramer, but Doan's able to hang on. But this run between Eric Doan and Matt Gadara gave a little bit of a cushion to Gabby. Let's see. Eric Doan is going to have the draft coming down the straightaway. Let's see what happens here. Looks like Gabby Gadara is going to be in second. Eric Doan is in third. Matt Gadara is in fourth. Landon Cadora Dolph is in fifth. Oh, I forgot to mention your race winner. Mateo Calderon. He checked out. He was your race winner. And that was a great way to end this Father's Day race weekend with our mini and micro class brought to you by SSI Racing Simulators. That was fun to watch. Those drivers were back and forth. At the beginning, there was a lot of contact. But there was some great racing experience learned in that race there. That was our final main event of the day. Make sure you stick around and join us for podiums. If you have one of our transponders, please bring our transponders back to tech or bring it to the tower. Thank you, everyone, for showing up this weekend. We had beautiful weather. We had great racing. And again, you can listen to a recap of the event on NorCalCarters.com or on Facebook under NorCal Carters. And later this evening, I will reshare it to the Rock Sonoma page. But thank you, everyone, for showing up. And thank you for the great racing action.